Now, Monday nights on the television can be damn dull and boring. Like, no more Australian Story. Done with that. Done.
I've got something way better that you can be doing this Monday at 7 p.m.
Oh, please, tell me.
We've got the Family and Domestic Violence Leave documentary. This is an incredible documentary. I've watched little bits and bobs of it here and there, but you can register to watch the premiere screening at this website. Yeah, it's coming up this Monday. It's unreal. This is a huge story.
Yeah, now this is a story worth checking out because this is years and years of campaigning and struggle and education that unions and workers have undertaken to get that legislation that was passed just a couple of weeks back, and will make a massive difference in the lives of workers and women in particular right across the country for generations to come.
Hello and welcome to the 11th episode of The Bulletin. I'm Cleo Cruz.
And I'm Francis Leach, and today's episode is packed. We've got Apple workers in Australia walking off the job, strikers in Tasmania, a delegation of silicosis workers in Canberra, and our very own Sally McManus on the Today Show.
Hell yes. So, thousands of workers from the public sector are walking off the job today in Tasmania. This is including teachers, paramedics, cleaners, health workers, public servants. They're demanding a very well-deserved pay rise that is in line with inflation, which, as we know, is currently ridiculously high.
That's right, Claire, but it's also about the workers having massive and unreasonable workloads as well. Now, they want to see an improvement in their conditions. They want an improvement to staff retention as well, because that's where we're getting these gaps in the workforce, which makes their life even more tough. Because right now, people are leaving these jobs, these important jobs, in absolute droves.
Next, the big story that's coming out of the ASU and SDA and is still developing. Australian workers from one of the biggest companies in the world, Apple, are walking out in droves because they are not happy with the pretty awful agreement that they were given.
Yeah, these retail workers, hours of standing up, serving people. They want a couple of things, Cleo, which are just reasonably fair. 1 weekend off a month. Don't, heaven forbid. And not unlike the work in Tasmania, pay that keeps up with their insane cost of living.
Gemma, what are employees angry about?
Well, here at home, we've got two unions which are taking Apple off to the Commission. They're alleging that Apple is pressuring its Australian workers, of which there are around 4,000 in the workforce, to rush them into an enterprise bargaining agreement to be signed. They're also saying that the terms aren't great. They're suggesting there's around a 2.5% pay rise on offer, which in the context of 6% inflation does not look very generous, and also some question marks about working hours expected of employees. Now, Apple's saying all these allegations are wrong and the discussions are continuing, so certainly one to watch.
We always picture these huge corporations as being so all-powerful, but actually this shows that there's so many more of us than there are of those big guys at the top, hey?
Now, speaking of big guns, our own Sally McManus was on the Today Show earlier this week talking about exactly that, Cleo. Profits are up, but where are wages? Let's take a look.
Profits are up and workers are not getting that. CEO bonuses are up. Simply, if those big businesses had to give people a fair pay rise, and that's all we're asking for, your customers will have money to spend. If your customers don't have money to spend, they cut back on spending, and that is bad for small business.
That was Sally McManus on the Today Show. God, she's good at just saying it just so right. Just
bang, nailed it.
Nail, hammer on the head, yeah. We've also got 5 workers that are up in Canberra today. They're going to be addressing relevant ministers on some dangerous product called silica.
Now, this is a really, really serious. Lots of products engineered with stone, which is used for bench tops and all sorts of domestic products. But when that stone is cut, if it's not the right stone, it causes lung disease. Not unlike asbestos, these workers live in pain. And sadly, often they pass away way, way too young. So 100,000 plus workers are expected to develop silicosis, Cleo, if change doesn't happen soon.
Yep. So they're asking for a ban of the importation and manufacture of products that contain engineered stone. And they want the threshold for what's considered like a safe amount of exposure. It's really high at the moment, and they want that lowered because it's obviously not safe.
It's not safe, and we'll have Assistant Secretary Liam O'Brien on the Bulletin in the coming weeks to talk us through that particular issue and what needs to be done about it.
Yep. And in the meantime, like, share, subscribe.
Join your union.
Join your union.
AustralianUnions.org.au. Don't just join your union, become active in your union.
Hell yeah.
You'll feel much better for it, I promise.